Okay, folks, it is almost that time. Finally, after I guess all these years, we're going to see it happen. Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones Jr. They're going to be stepping into the ring on Saturday, November 28th. And looks like a good number of people are very interested in this bout. We know about the details of the bout and what can happen, what can't happen in the fight, but looks like it doesn't even matter for I guess a lot of people. We know that a good number of bars, restaurants have pre-ordered the fight. They will be showing the fight in their locations and things like that. So that gives the early indication that a lot of people are anticipating this particular fight is going to be on pay-per-view through Triller, right? So, I mean, you have Mike Tyson in there. Of course, we know about him being the youngest heavyweight champion, the fastest, I guess, to become an undisputed champion at the time that he was fighting. I mean, he captivated a whole audience back in his heyday. Was the inspiration to one of the most, I would say, well-known Nintendo video games of all time in Mike Tyson's Punch Out. So that has, been one of my favorite games of all time. There's ways that you can still, play it. You had those matches against, yeah, of course, Mike Tyson. But if you know the names Don Flamenco and Glass Joe and King Hippo and Mr. Sandman and Super Macho Man, then you're pretty much from around my era when it comes to those video games. But like I said, from the mid 80s to the early 90s, Mike Tyson, captivated a whole audience, was able to, like I said, be the, at the time, undisputed heavyweight champion of the world there in the 1980s. Was able to, get back into the game after, of course, what happened with him being in prison. He was able to be a world champion once again. But he, had his fights up until 2005, where he lost to Kevin McBride. But since then, it's been a good little ride for him. So I would say that him getting back into the ring after all this time is good for him, given what had happened after his last fight, through retirement. But you see what's happening with him now. Has the podcast, millions of people listening to the podcast. He has a farm. There's been very successful in movie appearances and things like that. But given the overall success of his podcast now, he's starting up this Legends Only League, and I mean he's gonna go ahead and open up the Legends Only League, going up against Roy Jones Jr. You know what I mean? So, I mean, this is it, man. This is it. I'm going up against Roy Jones. It's gonna be a great fight, and this is, this is. I mean, it's just preposterous that Roy Jones wants to fight me at this time. See, I'm starting up this Legends Only League, but this guy wants to step up and fight me. Okay, I was motivated to get in the ring one more time and face anybody who wanted to get in the ring with me. But now Roy Jones wants to step up and fight. You see, he could have fought me years ago. We could have had a fight. He could have stepped up and fought me in the ring. But he didn't want to do it. He said that there wasn't enough money for it. I was willing to step up. I didn't care about the money. I just wanted to fight him. But he went down to light heavyweight to fight Antonio Tarver. When he fought Antonio Tarver, he barely got through that fight. Then the rematch, he got knocked out. But that's okay though. He's stepping in the ring against me right now. And he's gonna understand that I'm one of the baddest men on the planet. Baddest men on the planet. He's gonna regret stepping in the ring against me on Saturday. Yeah, it looked like Mike Tyson was recalling the time when him and Roy Jones could have had a fight, when Roy Jones moved up to heavyweight. He did win that title from John Ruiz, and, you know, that fight would have been a really, really intriguing fight at that particular time period. And for Roy Jones to move down to light heavyweight to face Antonio Tarver, that was, pretty much a questionable move, given the circumstances. But it all came to pass, and we just now are looking at it. What is it? I guess about what 14, 15 years after Mike Tyson had his last fight. We know that Roy Jones Jr. had been active in his career up until what I would say 2018 or something like that. So it's not like Roy Jones is that far removed from being in a professional fight. But he is, there at 51. But, still, he feels like he still has the hand speed, and that the hand speed, will be enough for him to get the upper hand in this particular fight. He said years ago that, I'm nice with these, and I guess, in this particular fight against Mike Tyson, he is going in there to remind people of how good he was in the ring with the hands. Of course, he goes back into the times when he was the, light heavyweight champion. Like I said, he was a heavyweight champ. He won super middleweight titles too. So, and he had the thing there at, middleweight when he beat Bernard Hopkins won the IBF, the right was hurt and beat him with the left. Y'all must have forgot. That's pretty much what Roy Jones is going to do in this battle against Mike Tyson on Saturday. He wants people to, reflect back, to the times that he was at the top of his game, and he was, the top pound for pound fighter in the sport. The best pound for pound is mine. Perseverance with 4 hooks in one time. Y'all must have forgot. That's basically what he wants to do in this fight, man. And he's been training for some time. Of course, he's from Pensacola, Florida. He has the gyms there in Pensacola, Florida. He also spent some time training in other gyms, including up there, and I think it was up in Pittsburgh and stuff like that. So, and I mean, it's not like we haven't seen him be training guys, like John Pascal, or he's been in the ring training Chris Eubank and stuff like that. So that's been basically keeping him sharp, even though he, like I was saying before, he's 51 years of age. It's like he wants to go in there and just give people a sample of what he used to do in the ring. You remember the left hook that James Tony got sick of moving stole from a Gamecock? Y'all must have forgot. That's Roy Jones right there. I mean, I had to tell people what I did in the ring, and when I hit people up there and did this stuff in the ring. But right now, I'm going to tell Mike Tyson that when they come in there to fight, that he's going to be in there with somebody that just wants to show the hand speed. Oh, man. But that's, what we have coming up on this thing on Saturday. Like I said, got a lot of people, interested in this particular fight. It doesn't matter if it's an exhibition or not. As long as you have the names there, people will be interested just to see them, in the ring. You know, um, so that's pretty much it, man. You got Mike Tyson there, like Mike Tyson, this champion. I mean, I'm undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, and I'm gonna prove to y'all how bad I was in the ring. Right? Mike Tyson in there, and you got Roy Jones Jr. And the got the nerve to say ain't fight nobody. I just make him look like nobody. Y'all must have forgot. So that's basically what we have in this thing here. So, um, good luck to both of those guys. Yo, guess we're gonna see a good little scrap for while it lasts. And I will wait to see what the pay-per-view numbers for this is going to be, because I feel like it's gonna, be a little bit shocking. The numbers that are gonna come out for this particular fight. So, hope y'all enjoy it. And I know I will see how this fight goes down, and just share your thoughts on this particular bout or the whole event, or how this event will, go down. And, you know, I'm just waiting for, how this will end up. And that's all I got, in reference to this particular fight. Like I said, Mike Tyson and Roy Jones. You know what I mean? Will there be another Roy Jones? Probably not. Stop Virgil Hill with the body shot. Y'all must have forgot. Oh, screw this, man. I'm out. Peace.